Hello everyone out there in YouTube world. It's your girl RGGTTC, and I'm here with an update. Today is, I don't even know what cycle day I'm on, but I do know that I'm expecting my period like on the 30th, I think. So I don't know. I don't know what cycle day I'm on. But I made like a two-parter the day that I went to the fertility clinic, but I've been watching it. I'm not an editor. I don't edit any of my videos. I don't know how to edit. And so, yeah, I think I was just so excited and excuse me, with everything going on, it was just too much, too much. So, I'm just going to come back at you guys with basically just the main gist of the information that I received from the fertility specialist and what's next. Bella. Talking to my boo-boo. So, the place that I went to, my doctor is Dr. Soto. He okay, I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, anyway, I didn't look at this little brochure that they had, so I was just seeing my doctor. And I'm like, there he is. They have female doctors and all kinds of stuff. I didn't know that. Anyway, okay, so Dr. Soto. I got there. I was on time. Thank God. I'm never on time to anywhere. That's just how excited I was about this. My boo was not able to go for the sake of me being able to go. I had a paper that was due, a hard copy that was due in San Francisco, which is a good hour and a half away. And it was due at 3 o'clock. My appointment was at 2:30. And I was supposed to get a signature for somebody at noon. So he went and met the woman at noon for me and turned my paper in. Needless to say, he wasn't able to make it to the appointment. So I got there. The office was phenomenal, beautifully decorated, very warm and cozy. I felt extremely comfortable. The way they have it set up is that in the event that you came with your family or your partner, your significant other, your husband, whatever, you could sit in your own little area within the waiting area. It wasn't like one of those waiting areas with just chairs around the perimeter and you guys are all kind of staring at each other like, oh, so what's wrong with you and what's wrong with you? It was like sectioned off into like 4 different group sitting areas. Very nicely done. So I got there. Logged on to the patient portal. They gave me my own access ID and a password. And I logged in for me and him and filled out our initial information. Obviously, I didn't fill out enough information because I didn't fill out any of the history or anything because I got like technologically disadvantaged because if it looks too difficult, I'll just not do it. So they set me up on a portal. I gave them my medical record card and my ID. They set me up on a portal. They took my picture, and I filled out all of my history. They took my weight. They took my blood pressure. They took my temperature, and then I had to wait. I had to wait for a good 20 minutes. The doctor was running late. When he finally got there, he looked on the portal and realized that I didn't fill out all of the information that I needed to. So he called me back into his office. He was very nice and apologized for being late. He said that he did IVF today and there was just a couple of not mishaps or complications, but there were just some things that came up. I guess the lady had scar tissue or something, or I don't know, something to that effect. Something that he didn't know was there obviously came up in surgery, and which I am completely okay with. Work in the medical field, and You know, if do what you have to do. If I was on the table, I would have wanted you to make that new patient appointment wait too. Period, point blank. So I was very understanding, although I had other things to do. I was very understanding. Um, we went through everything as far as my history and his history, my boyfriend's history, from what I know. As far as myself, my grandmother did have reproductive cancer. She had cancer of the uterus that spread throughout her reproductive system and into her urinary system, so like her bladder and stuff. Just from simply not going to the doctor. Which, after researching syphilis and the Tuskegee syphilis study, I realized, understand why she didn't want to go. Totally different subject. Anyway, so yeah, we went over her information. We also went over my mother's information, which she had fibroids on her uterus and had it removed. She didn't have a complete hysterectomy, but she doesn't have a uterus anymore. And that happened at 30 something. So we went over that as well. We went over that my mom was a teen mom. My grandmother's mom was a teen mom. And yeah, I'm sure her mom was a teen mom too. But a married teen mom. Times were different then. So then we went over his family history from what I can remember. His dad had a stroke. His mom has MS. His sister had a little tough time conceiving. Another one of his sisters has a child that's disabled birth-wise. So we went over that. Then we went over, I told him that he had a semen analysis and that it came back abnormal. I don't know exactly what was wrong with it, but they did say this count was low. So in a nutshell, after all of that, we went through a vaginal exam. He took me to a examination room. We did a vaginal exam. We also did a physical. I really liked this examination room because I felt very comfortable. He made me feel very, very, very comfortable. The nurse was very, very nice, and I had the same nurse throughout the whole process. And he was showing me things like my follicles and my tubes and my uterus and everything, and she would type like what it is in the side, and then it would project onto a really large LCD TV up on the wall where I could just watch, which was really nice. He showed me one of my follicles on the right hand side that was freaking huge. It was like 20 millimeters, I think. 20 millimeters. And he was like, wow. So obviously you ovulate. Like, well, that may not be the issue. So, okay. So with all of that said, he told me the stats for IUI, which at this particular clinic, IUI with injectables is 35%, 35% and IVF is like more like 60%. Made me a little uncomfortable. He kept pressing IVF. I obviously don't want to probably do IVF. I really want to try IUI first. IUI with injectables. So what we're going to do is Boo's going to go in for another semen analysis in the next week. I'm going to make an appointment tomorrow. And then he's going to go in for his blood work at a local blood bank or whatever. And then I'm going to go in on my third day of my cycle for the next cycle and get a FSH or HSG, I think, done, just to make sure his semen count is enough to do the IUI. And in the event it's not, we're going to do the IVF. So that's where that is. And I thought I'll never get through this video, and I'll probably have more to tell you. So in the event I do, it'll probably be a part 2 tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.